In our top story, DA leader Mmusi Maimane has declined a request by some members of the DA's federal executive to stand as the premier candidate in the Western Cape.
In a statement, the DA says Maimane, who's also the federal leader, has decided against a request from some unnamed members in the FedEx. The announcement of the premier candidate was postponed twice after Maimane's surprise nomination on Sunday. DA spokesperson Solly Malatsi says the FedEx will meet later today to consider the premiership position.
Well, the DA's provincial leader, Bonginkosi, Madikizela, and Economic Development Minister, Winde, are believed to be the front runners for the position. Well, as you've just heard, the DA leader has declined a request from party members to stand as a candidate for the position of Western Cape Mayor. The DA Federal Executive have just released a statement, and the DA National Spokesperson, Solly Malatsi, says that Maimane's main electoral objective remains that of the national election. The DA's FedEx has also ratified a recommendation that Dan Plato be the DA's mayor for Cape Town. Let's cross now live via telephone to DA spokesperson Solly Malatsi. Solly, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the program. So it's been a few days, delays, postponements, but now we hear that Mmusi Maimane has declined a request to go for the top job as Premier of the Western Cape. Why has he done that?
Good afternoon, Peter, and to all your viewers. I just want to start from the beginning by correcting something that Valesa had mentioned, that there was a nomination. There was no nomination for the DA leader, Mmusi Maimane, to stand as the premier candidate for the Western Cape. We met this morning as the federal executive of the party, and at the meeting, the DA leader indicated to us that there had been, party structures that had approached him to consider whether he would stand as the premier candidate for the Western Cape. He has resolved that he is declining that request because he wants to lead the national campaign for the party so that, all our efforts and his time can be dedicated towards driving our national election campaign.
Well, there's been a bit of a time lapse from the time that news surfaced of his consideration. Was he considering it? Had he taken this amount of time to think about it? So might we think that he actually thought about running?
Come again, Peter. I didn't get the first part. I only got the last part.
All right. I'm just saying that from the moment that we first heard about his possible consideration as the premier candidate to him now saying that he's declined the request, there's been a bit of time. So does that mean he was actually thinking about it?
Look, there needed to be a discussion with the leadership of the party. The federal executive of the party is the senior making decision body of the party. So that consideration needed to be taken to the federal executive. And as I indicated to you, the outcome of that meeting today was that the federal leader resolved not to accept that request that had been made to him by structures of the party. So that process will now continue. FedEx has another gathering this evening that will consider the premier candidacy for the Western Cape. Mr. Maimane's efforts will be dedicated towards leading our national campaign.
There were reports that some people within the party were unhappy that he was even considered. Is that the case?
Look, there's been a lot of, incorrect reporting that has gone over the weekend and even yesterday. The sentiment from the meeting today did not delve into the mood of people. We got to the meeting and the leader took us into confidence about the request that had been made towards him and his decision about that. And the primary focus of the collective leadership of federal executive, is to rally behind the leader's resolution of not standing as the premier candidate for the Western Cape, and, to wait for this evening where federal executive will give direction on the Western Cape premier candidacy, and to rally behind all our premier candidates and the leader towards driving our election campaign, which is what matters the most.
And you've come up with a name of a person to replace Patricia de Lille. Tell us about that candidate.
Yes, you would recall that previously an announcement was made that the mayor of Cape Town would be resigning by the end of October. Subsequent to that announcement, the party initiated a process which is normal in terms of our internal processes to find a successor to her. A selection panel was appointed. That selection panel concluded its work yesterday and made a recommendation to federal executive as is required by the Constitution, where after conducting a series of interviews with the nominees, it ranked Mr. Dan Plateau as the top-ranking individual for the mayor of Cape Town. Federal executive ratified that decision, so what is left now is, for the council processes to take place that will result in the swearing-in of Mr. Dan Plateau.
All right, so a difficult task at hand, I guess. For some, they might say that this council was quite split under Patricia de Lille. Will he be able to bring the DA team together under his leadership?
There's a recognition across, the board in the leadership of the party in the city of Cape Town, and even, throughout the leadership of the party, that we need to be more united than we have been before, so that we can be able to continue with our program of good governance and service delivery in the city of Cape Town. And then Plato, having been a mayor before, would be able to lead that team towards a united mission of delivering to the people of Cape Town.
All right, Solly Malatsi, that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks very much indeed for giving us an update. That was spokesperson for the DA, Solly Malatsi, speaking to us from the Western Cape. Palesa?